Hi, just a little update video today. This is one of the first knives I actually reviewed on YouTube. This was reviewed back in 2012, August, so this is really a 2-year update on this knife. We're almost in August 2014. With my first video, didn't do any words, didn't speak. I was new to YouTube, so I don't know, I was a bit shy I guess, but subsequently this knife has really stood out in my collection as a great knife, so I thought it was worth giving a little bit of an update. So this is of course the Victorinox Farmer in the Alox version, so it's got the aluminium scales rather than the red plastic ones. It comes in a little box, as they all do, with a few words of instruction. It tells you about its features. Now, this knife has got 9 features, I believe, from memory, and I'll just have a quick chat about what you've got in there. This bit describes the features. So you've got a can opener, bottle opener, tweezers, all sorts of bits and bobs, but well, not actually tweezers on the Alox version, sorry. So I'll just run you through that, but this really, as I say, was the knife which turned me on to blades. This is a knife which I've carried with me every day in my work bag, and really it's a sort of purchase you make where you're seeking that sort of faultless purchase again. You know, it just really impressed in every single way. It's continued to do so. So obviously you've got your main blade here, which is pretty good. I won't do a paper cut test because this hasn't been sharpened, but believe me, it still remains functional. I think some people say that the steel on Swiss Army knives isn't anything special, but it certainly does a trick, and I do pretty much use it every day, whether it's from cutting a piece of cheese, opening a package. Doesn't get a hard life, but it certainly gets some use. So the blade's really nice, it's done me well. You've got the bottle opener, sorry, the can opener with a small flathead screwdriver. Now again, this has worked perfectly fine. It's stood up to quite a few cans that have been opened. Not every day, but when we can't find the can opener in the kitchen, it's perfectly serviceable. So you've got that, and then you've got the bottle opener, which has seen a little bit more use. That little notch there is a wire stripper. Not quite sure how that's used. I think you just force your bit of wire in it, pull off the plastic sleeve, and then a larger flathead screwdriver. Moving on, you've got the final function, or no, penultimate function, which is a wood saw. Again, out of principle, I have given this a go. Not something I would need every day, but it works. You know, it won't go through a massive piece of wood, but it will get you going. And finally, the awl. So this is for sort of punching holes in leather, I think, or any other sort of fabric, or cardboard. Not something that I use every day. Probably a feature which would be best served swapped for something else. And pair of scissors, I think, is the common cry for an Alox knife, the custom sort of configuration that people seek. So, as I say, absolutely fantastic little knife for the money. I think you can easily pick these up for around about £25, if not less. UK legal, everyday carry, and just really as a way of comparison, I'll compare it to the medium-sized Victorinox, the Waiter. So not as many features in the Waiter, slimmer handles, red plastic, slimmer blade stock. The blade is smaller, and you've got the Alox Solo, which lovely little knife, very slender. I think the only thing missing on this is somewhere to tie a string so it's easier to fish out your pocket. But as I say, I think that's exactly the same blade in there, just slightly slimmer profile because of it being only one feature. And then just to compare it against a couple of other well-known UK legal everyday carry knives, the UK PK by Spyderco. Different style knife altogether, different sort of feel to it, a bit more aggressive looking, but really, in terms of something which is pocketable, the functional blade length is about the same. And again, it's a slip joint. It's a little bit more secure in hand because you've got the choil there, but really I think the Alox Farmer will find and does find its way into my pocket much more frequently. And then finally another one from Spyderco, which is a Danish legal knife, so slightly shorter blade length, one-handed opening, and this is the Pingo. That's actually probably got less blade to it, but to be fair, both these Spydercos are a much better steel type, if that's your thing, if you're going to want to resharpen it again and again. So that's something to consider, but a different price range, at least double the price. So all in all, as I always say, this one's something that I've been very, very pleased with, and I'll continue to carry every day. Okay, thanks.